Well, good morning, Marc. We're welcoming Marc Brookland from SEOLocale in the Philadelphia area today. We're going to talk about SEO. And first, Marc, I'd like you to introduce yourself and talk about who you are and what you do.
Sure. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it. I'm Marc Brookland. I'm the CEO of SEOLocale. We're a full-service digital marketing agency located in Jenkintown, right outside Philadelphia. I've been doing SEO for about 10 years. Got to start from the bottom of SEO, if you will, with link building, link removal. Kind of picked up everything as I went on. One big thing that really got me to sort of push me to start my own business is my dad has a small family-owned pharmacy. He was with a big agency who didn't do anything for him. He was paying a whole bunch of money, and I told him, I'll do this for you. It's no problem. I'll handle your SEO. So he canceled services with them, and a week later, his website was gone. His rankings were gone. His SEO was gone. So that it was an interesting conversation I had with his former agency.
Wow. How did they justify that? Excuse me, Marc. How did they justify that? That's an amazing story.
Yeah, well, so a lot of times these big agencies, people don't realize that they are renting their website essentially. So part of their monthly package is, I believe they call it web hosting and maintenance, which essentially means that you are renting your website from them. They build you the website and you're renting it from them for life. So it's their way of holding you hostage, because if you leave, then you lose your website and you're going to have to pay to have a website built.
Wow.
So, yep, that's what happened. I built him. To be honest, I'm not a designer or developer. That's my partner's side. And thank God for him. I built the worst website you would have ever seen. And thank God for him. He was kind enough to swoop in and, fix up my garbage. So, yeah.
Good stuff. That's a great story. And so how was your father's pharmacy website ranking locally now?
It took a while. It probably took about 6 weeks before we got his rankings back to where they were, and we're able to improve on it.
That's not very long.
No. I mean, it's not his. I mean, his website was down for probably I want to say 2 or 3 weeks. So obviously when your website is down, you're going to lose those rankings. But once you build it back up and you put the proper things in place and you update some of the content, Google picks that up pretty quickly. And especially being a local pharmacy, we're targeting hyper local. So it's much easier to compete at that level. So, I mean, I was happy to get those kinds of results back. But yeah, I mean, it certainly helps being so hyper local.
Right. Got it. That's great. So, so is your main focus for your agency, is it local SEO?
Our bread and butter is local SEO, web design and development.
Okay.
We have clients who are on a national level for SEO. We have clients that we offer paid search for. We have clients that we offer blogging and press releases and content optimizations. We offer email marketing, photo, video. So we do try to provide that full service agency for any of our clients. But our bread and butter is local SEO, web design development.
Very good. So can you tell any stories relative to your any memorable work experiences other than your family pharmacy, in terms of credibility in the industry?
Personal experiences that, or do you mean just success stories or things that I've seen
Um,
in the industry?
like, have you spoken at any conferences, or are you in
Mhm.
an industry group or something like that?
I do attend several, SEO, local SEO meetups, if you will. There's one thing it's called Beers and SEO, and we meet locally in Philadelphia. It's where I live, and it's just a bunch of people who get together and just spitball different ideas and different things they're experiencing. I have gone to speak at my college a couple times about digital marketing and what I do and how I sort of got here. Um,
Where'd you
and
go to school?
I went to Muhlenberg College. It's in Allentown, Pennsylvania, right next to Dorney Park.
Okay.
Um, and I try to do as many different radio shows, like similar to this, as I can. And that's pretty much all the experience that I have had in terms of speaking engagements.
Well, it's good. Well, it makes sense. I mean, you're a local SEO guy, and it sounds like your relationships are local. So,
Mhm.
so what I'd like to do is try to get your head into what you're experiencing right now and where you see future trends going either short term into 2020 or long term and beyond.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that local search is going to be more important than ever. For one, Google My Business, for example, has made a lot of adjustments with how they manage their Google My Business. They changed it so that you can only target 20 local areas right now. So they really want you to only type in the most local areas to you. They really want you to get reviews, respond to reviews, use posts, offerings. They really want you to be active on Google My Business. I think if you're familiar with Google local service ads, I think that is going to be a huge player moving forward. It's still rolling out. It's only available to some verticals as of now, but they're constantly adding different verticals and expanding that platform. And it's very cheap right now and affordable.
Can you can you
Um,
can you back up and just give us some more detail on it? So what is different with this service than is with the
with Google
regular?
AdWords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google Local Service Ads is a Google guaranteed service. So if you're familiar with the Google guarantee when you're searching, and it's right up at the top, before you get to the ads, the local pack, and the rest of the organic results. And like I said, it's only available to certain verticals and certain industries. You go through a fairly extensive process to get approved. Google has you go through a background check, build out this profile, the whole nine. And what they're saying is that they are guaranteeing that this business will provide you a good service. And if a customer calls and say that they didn't get the service that they expected and it was a horrible experience, Google will refund that person their money.
Wow.
Similarly, if a business who was on the Google local service ads and they get a phone call that isn't a qualified lead, maybe they misunderstood what their services were, or whatever the case was, that business can call Google and say, this was not a good lead for me. And Google will refund them that money.
Wow.
It is literally you pay per acquisition, which makes it significantly different than Google AdWords where you're paying for a click. And I've witnessed, I manage, several Google local service accounts for my clients, and I have literally seen Google reimbursing my clients for leads that were not qualified leads. I've witnessed that. I have not experienced Google refunding a customer, but that's my understanding of the Google guarantee. They also have a separate reviews platform within the Google local service platform. where you can get different reviews, and that's a way of showcasing that you are a Google verified, Google guarantee service provider within that local area.
That's very interesting. So, what verticals are they allowing to join this?
Off the top of my head, I can remember there's HVAC, carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, plumbing. I want to say real estate.
How about digital services? Like, what about your service, for example?
They don't. They
Interesting.
don't have digital services. Otherwise, I would absolutely be doing it. I personally don't run Google AdWords for myself just because of how expensive it is and how competitive it is.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely be running Google Local Service ads if I could.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So essentially, it sounds like they're just looking for local bricks and mortar businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been constantly making, different algorithm updates and changes to sort of to help out the little guys and help out those local businesses. In my opinion, the Google Local Services is one of the best products that Google has come up with in a long time.
Very interesting. Huh. Well, that's good information. No one's talked about that, Mark. So that'll be a useful snippet, and it certainly feeds into your theme.
Yeah, I mean it's a newer product. Not a lot of people know about it, and I just think it's gonna explode in popularity. And unfortunately, it's probably going to get more expensive to pay for the leads.
Sure.
But for now, it's great. I think it'll always be very effective.
Right on. Have you written a blog article on that yet?
No, we have not, as a matter of fact.
Your blog's good. You've got some really good information. And it's current. You published one yesterday and the day before, and I mean you're busy.
Yeah, we try to write a lot. I personally used to write a lot more. I don't have as much time as I used to.
Sure.
So I haven't written a blog in probably I'd say about 6 weeks or so. But we have a lot of staff here, and we always encourage them to write blogs if they want about different things. So we try to stay on top of it. I mean, for us, the biggest thing is you got to practice what you preach. So if we're telling our clients, blogs are important because you can use it for internal linking. It's great information for your users. It's answering some questions that your users might have. It's a great way to build yourself up as that authority in your industry. Then we should be doing that as well.
Right on. Well, it's good. So, do you have anything else? Any other juicy snippets that you can offer?
One thing that is being talked about more and more is ADA compliance, which is ensuring that your website is easily accessible and digestible for people with disabilities. It is much more prevalent in certain industries than others, but I think that Google is going to start to make a much bigger push and a much bigger deal, and I think it'll end up being a ranking factor if your website is ADA compliant or not.
Interesting. So, what could you do, or what should you be doing regularly to make sure it is ADA compliant?
It's actually not as difficult as you would think. I mean, you can literally Google ADA compliance Google, and they will tell you how to make your website ADA compliant. So it's a little bit of coding involved, So, any developer could certainly help you, out with that. I'm pretty sure I read an article on Search Engine Journal, and they have like a guide on how to make your website ADA compliant. So it's easy to do. Everyone should do it, because why not? And I think it's going to end up being a ranking factor moving forward.
Very interesting. That'd be an interesting topic to touch on and write on. So I guess details like on your photography make sure you include the alt text and really describe the image.
Yeah.
With keywords, I guess that's the two things, right? Keyword plus image description equals a good alt text.
Yeah, definitely.
Right
you just want to make sure that it's all, clearly laid out and detailed, so that Google knows what that picture is. Google knows what the video is, and knows what everything is. And anyone with a disability can easily understand what it is.
Right. Very interesting. So those are two original topics. Congratulations, Marc. That's great. That's really good information. So let's talk a little bit about SEO tools that you're using in your agency, and what in particular are you using for local SEO, if there's any difference.
Yeah, we rely pretty heavily on SEMrush, as most people probably should.
Yep.
A lot of great tools in SEMrush, outside of just doing keyword research and competitor analysis. They have writing tools, SEO writing tools that help you measure the keyword density of your website. They give you tools onto different keywords that you might want to include throughout your content. It's really helpful and beneficial for any level of SEO. We use Majestic a lot. Majestic SEO more so for backlink analysis, making sure that we are keeping our clients' backlink profile as localized as possible. I believe that if you're a local business and if you have more local links, then that goes a much longer way than having, links from all over the place.
Right.
We of course have a keyword ranking system that we've built. It also links to your Google Analytics, your Google My Business, other social platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, your Google AdWords, your Google Search Console. And that sort of just gives us a more holistic view. All of our clients have access to this dashboard, by the way. So they're able to take a look anytime they want, how their keywords are ranking, how their traffic is growing.
They have access to the SEMrush dashboard?
Not the SEMrush dashboard. We have our own dashboard that we built internally.
Oh, wow.
That is accessible to all of our clients.
Very good. So you use a service to provide that for you, or did you code that yourself?
It's a combination of the two. So what we've done was we created this dashboard where we've organized everything. So it's, organic search, Google AdWords, Google Search Console, social media. We have a website auditor in there. And it's really just pulling a bunch of different APIs. So, it wasn't that complex. But it's still just a centralized location that's easy for our clients to access and just review what we're doing, what's going on, and how everything's progressing.
Very good. I haven't heard that as a service offered by agencies. So very good. Anything else to offer, Marc?
I think one of the most important things that I try to preach to all of my clients is that you really shouldn't just focus on one piece of digital marketing. It's not good enough to solely focus on social media or solely focus on SEO or solely focus on paid. Everything works together, and everything will affect how well your website performs overall. So it's really important that you have a well-rounded digital marketing strategy in place, and that you follow that strategy and everything is working together, feeding off of each other. And ultimately, if you're doing that and doing all the right things and, not trying to do anything by gaming the system or, black hat SEO, you're going to do great, and you're going to run a very, very well run campaign.
Excellent. Well, Marc, thank you very much. This was great information. I was really looking for some real insightful info on local SEO, and you delivered. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And again, thanks for having me, Steve.